And then that'll be it. So far it's quiet, and I think they're here. I think it's nice though.
Hello, sir. Can I help you?
What's that?
Can I help you?
The encounter begins quietly as the camera operator stands in a public area, observing the police facility and its surroundings. At first, there is little tension, but officers soon notice the filming and approach to ask questions. The auditor calmly explains that he is interested in the location, its history, and the unusual wash area nearby. The conversation quickly shifts when an officer asks for his name and questions why he is recording. Instead of voluntarily identifying himself, the auditor asks the key question: is he being detained or is this simply a consensual conversation?
Can I ask why you're filming our facility?
It looks pretty cool actually because of the wash and everything. Kind of curious of how this whole thing began, you know.
Okay. You want to come up here and chat with me a little bit? Do you mind?
Am I detained or?
I just need to talk to you because you've been filming our officers in and out, so I just wanted to
And I can't do that?
with that. Huh?
And I can't do that? I mean, I was in a public area, so.
Okay. What's your name?
I don't want to give you my name unless I'm being threatened of arrest, so. Am I under arrest or is it?
You're not under arrest. What's your name? Why are you filming our facility?
I just told you, I like the history around this place right here.
Okay. Well, while you're talking to me, you got a baton here. I'm just going to hang on to it.
The situation becomes more serious when the auditor continues questioning the officers about their authority and his right to remain in the public area. He makes it clear that he does not believe he is required to provide his name without a lawful reason. As the conversation continues, an officer physically touches him, immediately raising another issue. The auditor calmly asks why she touched him and begins requesting the officer's names and badge numbers. Rather than becoming aggressive, he documents the encounter and explains that he is simply gathering information and recording activity from a public location.
Why are you touching me?
While I'm talking to you, okay?
Why are you touching me?
It's for my safety while I'm chatting with you.
Well, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm not going to do any harm with you guys.
Okay.
So, what's your badge number?
It's 51079. And what was your name?
What was your name?
It's Sergeant Buchanan.
Badge number?
I already gave it to you.
Okay. What's your name and badge number?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
What's your name and badge number?
Sure. My name's Officer Apodaca. My badge number is 100040.
Alright. I just want to know why she touched me.
I just walked out here. I don't know what's going on.
I'm just over here doing a story.
Okay.
Trying to, you know, in a public area, try to record everything around here. I mean, I saw this wash right here. It's pretty cool. You know, I don't want to know what this whole thing started. Like the wash is being here.
The focus shifts from filming the facility to the officer's conduct during the encounter. The auditor repeatedly asks why he was touched and emphasizes that he poses no threat. Officers provide their names and badge numbers while attempting to explain their safety concerns. He continues explaining that he is working on a story and observing the area because of its history and public surroundings. He also questions whether the police station or the wash facility existed first. The exchange remains tense but controlled, with both sides clearly disagreeing about what is considered suspicious activity in a public place.
Or the police station was here first. That's all I was trying to figure out, to look around in public areas.
Okay.
So you touching me, I want to know why. Because you think I'm a threat? Because I'm doing the story, or?
You've got a baton on your hip, sir.
Yeah, it's for protection, not from you
sure
guys.
That I'm safe and that you're safe. We don't have
Oh,
any
trust me,
issues.
that's why I'm right here,
Okay.
you know, away from you.
You know what the house count is from the west?
Can you explain to me why you're filming over here?
They're from the west. It's a white house.
Because I like to film in public areas, so public area, right?
Okay. Well, I'm going to detain you right now until we investigate, okay?
Really?
I don't know what's going on.
In a public area, I'm being detained.
Okay,
I'm a
we're
backpack.
gonna figure that out. I don't want your camera to get broken. I'm just gonna hold on to it. I'm recording this incident as well.
There's breakable stuff in there, you know that, right? I have more cameras in the backpack.
Okay.
This is ridiculous.
The turning point arrives when the officer decides to detain the auditor while they investigate why he is filming. The auditor immediately questions the decision, pointing out that he is standing in a public area and has not been accused of a specific crime. The officers also become concerned about his camera and other equipment, warning him about potentially breakable items. Despite the escalating tension, the auditor continues recording and verbally documents what is happening. What began as a simple question about filming has now become a formal detention, creating a much more serious constitutional confrontation.
In a public area.
We'll figure out what's going on. But right now I'm detaining you until we figure out what's going on. Okay, I'm going to hang on to this while I'm talking to you.
Alright, do not consider searches and seizures.
Alright, he's going to hang on to your backpack. We're going to walk up here.
I'm not considering any searches or seizures.
Okay, I'm not searching you. I am going to pat you down for any further weapons. Do you have any more weapons on you?
I have 3 boxes in my backpack just because of the
Make sure.
Can you point it this way, please?
Yeah, you got it. Mine's pointing this way too. You a First Amendment Auditor or something?
Public area. That's all
I hear you. I'm a Vikings fan too. I know it doesn't mean much to you right now, but
It's the first time I've ever been detained.
The detention continues as officers explain that he is not under arrest but is being held while they determine what is happening. His backpack is taken, and officers prepare to move him while discussing a pat-down for weapons. The auditor objects to the situation and continues documenting the officer's actions. One officer asks whether he has additional weapons, while the discussion remains focused on safety and the reason for the detention. By the end of this segment, the encounter has transformed from a peaceful recording session into a tense police confrontation, with questions surrounding detention, searches, identification, and First Amendment rights.
So what's the issue here?
Well, you're on our facility. You're videotaping police operations.
I was in a public area.
So,
I wasn't. You said I was in a public area.
I was told you were over here, standing on our property, filming.
So this sidewalk over there?
Over here, yeah.
I know the sign is right there, but I didn't go past the sign.
Okay.
So
we're going to review our cameras, and if we got some wrong information and that indeed is the case, and as I understand it, you might be out of handcuffs here in a second. But it sounds like a crime was reported to us that you were trespassing on.
I was not trespassing.
Okay, well that's what was reported to us, right?
I didn't go past the sign.
We got to investigate it if it's reported to us, right? We can't take anybody's side in anything like that.
The situation now becomes a full investigation as officers explain why the auditor has been detained. They claim he was filming police operations from the facility and suggest that he may have crossed onto private property. The auditor firmly denies trespassing and points toward the surrounding public area. Officers explain that a report was made alleging trespassing, meaning they have to investigate before releasing him. Rather than immediately accepting the accusation, the auditor asks them to review their surveillance cameras. The officers agree to check the footage, potentially determining whether the detention was based on accurate information or a misunderstanding.
So that's why you're detained today.
I know you guys got cameras everywhere, so check those.
I'm going to be checking them. I don't know how to work the system, but I'm going to find somebody who does. And we're going to be working on that, okay?
What's your name, sir?
I'm not giving my name.
Okay.
I did nothing wrong.
Okay.
Nothing wrong.
Right here, man. If you're just out here filming, it's obviously a public area.
So can
you're right.
Down the track?
So the track is public as well, but what it sounds like was reported to my sergeant is that you are on our private drive past the no trespassing signs.
While you're detained, I'm going to go verify that information, okay? I'll be right back, okay? Proceed to stand by.
And back there, I was lifting that up so we could look over the wall.
Sorry, say it again?
I lift that up so I can look over the wall. That's about
As
it.
the investigation continues, the auditor remains calm and repeatedly maintains that he did nothing wrong. One officer acknowledges that if he was simply filming from a public area, there may be no violation at all. However, the officers say the report specifically claimed that he had entered a private drive marked with a no trespassing sign. They decide to verify the location and review what happened. The auditor explains that he had lifted something slightly to look over the wall toward the track, insisting that this was the extent of his actions. The key question now becomes exactly where the public property ends and private property begins.
Look over this wall, or
All over here,
okay,
where the track is.
okay. I hear you, man. Like, if you're able to do your First Amendment Auditor thing, man. I don't. I've talked to many people out here that have done that at the station, and we've had no problems. Sounds like what was reported to us is it was a crime. If there was no crime actually committed, and it was a misunderstanding or miscommunication on our part, then we're going to apologize and take you out of handcuffs in just a moment.
First time being in handcuffs, actually.
Sorry, what's that?
This is my first time being in handcuffs, actually.
Okay. Hopefully it's just for another minute.
I've been the one on downtown, the major one.
The main station, yeah, 270 South Stone.
Yeah, they don't do shit like this.
I hear you, man, and it sounds like
The officers begin acknowledging that the situation may have been caused by inaccurate information or simple miscommunication. They explain that people have filmed around the station before without creating problems, suggesting that recording itself is not necessarily the issue. If their investigation shows that no crime actually occurred, they say the auditor will be released from handcuffs shortly. For the auditor, however, this is already a significant moment because he reveals that it is his first time being placed in handcuffs. He compares the treatment with another police station he has visited, saying that the situation there was handled very differently.
we wouldn't be putting you in handcuffs if we didn't have the report that you were trespassing on the private drive.
I did not witness
Because this isn't anything that we're saying you did, but we, for whatever reason, have had people try and sneak in that drive. We had somebody a couple months ago, we don't know how they got in our secure lot, but they were in our secure lot, like walking around and scoping out our cars and stuff like that, but they weren't on the cameras. They had either jumped over the back wall or snuck in through one of the gates, but they had been there. We reviewed cameras for hours. He had been back there for like 3 hours, like hiding under cars and stuff like that. So we've had security issues here, which is obviously concerning. I'm not saying you did any of that, but you can understand like how that kind of puts us in that frame of mind when we get, hey, there's some dude walking in our private drive back here, hey, now he's out front, and my sergeant came out to talk to you for that reason.
So what's that?
The officer explains why the police considered the report serious enough to justify handcuffing the auditor. According to the officer, the department has previously dealt with people entering the private drive and accessing the secure lot. He describes a previous security incident in which someone allegedly entered the area, remained there for hours, and appeared to be examining police vehicles. Officers reportedly spent significant time reviewing surveillance footage afterward. While making clear that they are not accusing the auditor of committing the same conduct, the officer says those previous incidents naturally influence how they respond when someone is reportedly seen near a restricted area.
Private property line there. I know there's a track, and there's like a little bit of dirt right there on the side. Is that your property too?
Next to the track?
Yeah, next to the track's a little like.
I just
like
talk
dirt?
to people out there. I don't really push it. But if they're out like on the private drive walking, I've stopped people trying to come in our gates many times.
That right here. I'm talking about this corner.
You want me to pick that up so it doesn't get damaged? Yeah, you got it. Is there a way for me to set this up so I don't have to?
Yeah, just put. You have a
The
3
final
links right
portion
there?
of this segment focuses on the exact property boundary surrounding the police facility and the nearby track. The auditor asks whether the narrow dirt area beside the track is also part of the department's property, trying to understand precisely where the restrictions begin. The officer explains that he has previously stopped people attempting to enter private areas or approach the facility gates. The conversation then briefly shifts toward protecting the auditor's equipment, with an officer warning that something could be damaged. Even while detained, the auditor remains focused on documenting the encounter and understanding the boundaries that led to the investigation.